I'm very grateful to her for giving way, which will undoubtedly save us time. But and whilst we are content to, as I indicated earlier on, to let the regulations pass through this afternoon without asking for a division, I would like to put on record that I think it's really important that we get the accurate figures in relation to impact assessments and what the cost of business is when we are discussing these matters. And who knows, inspiration might arrive while I'm on my feet to the Minister. But what I would say is that if she isn't able to clarify that matter now, I would welcome a very early communication from her and to the other members of the committee. I'm sure would welcome that as to what the correct figure is, because we're happy to content to let it through on trust because we think it's a good measure. But nevertheless, it is important when we debate these things that the Minister, and it's not her fault, but the Minister clearly has the correct information in front of her so that the committee can discuss it with all the full information in front of it.
Well, Minister, can I apologise that I'm not able to give the definitive figure? I can only tell the committee what I've been given, and it's not the same as the figure that the Honourable Gentleman has. But I think there's some sort of indication that he might be right, and for reasons that I don't understand, the figure that I've been given is not right. But in either which way, Mr Rossendale, we will sort that matter out, and I do apologise for it, because you would have thought of the abundance of papers that I have, and indeed officials, somebody might be able to give the definitive answer. But notwithstanding that, these are important regulations. I'm very pleased they've got cross-party support, and I would commend both sets of regulations, please, to the committee.
Well, I'm going to interpret that in an extremely generous way, Ms Buck, and take it that the Minister is promising in future not to rely on a letter in this way without sharing it with the committee as per the usual conventions and as per the normal courtesies of the House. Now, so returning back to the clause and the desire of the government to remove this clause of the bill, I'm not satisfied, and I sense, looking around me, that my honourable friends and right honourable friends are not satisfied that this is the right thing to do at this stage of the bill. And at the very least, we should be able to be given time, not least because of the issue around the letter, to cogitate further on whether the protections and not the guarantee, but the confidence that, and she always displays confidence, the Minister, I don't think there's anything unusual about that, but it's still not a guarantee as to whether or not between now and report stage it wouldn't be right for us to cogitate further on this matter. So I can't in all honesty say that I've been satisfied that the special share proposal, interesting as it is, and I'm certainly not ruling it out, has convinced us that there is a guarantee that the green purpose of the bank is being protected by it at this stage, without that indication and clear indication from the Office of National Statistics, rather than the sort of coded message that the Minister has given to the committee to date. And on that basis, and also on the basis that we may well need to return to it on report, I would resist us removing the clause from the bill at this stage, so that we can consider it on report. But if it is removed from the bill, if the government chooses to exercise its majority despite the debate we've had now, that is certainly something that we would like to consider further again at report.
Yeah. Question is that clause 32 stand part of the bill. As many as are of that opinion say aye. Aye. On the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it.
All right. Next business.
Sorry.
It's gone.
That stands part of the bill.
I move that it does not stand.
Sorry, that's not the question. That's not the question.
You stay silent.
I know.
On the question.
On a point of order.
Mr. Brennan.
On a point of order, the question was moved that the clause stand part of the bill. The committee voted that the clause stand part of the bill. The Minister then can't move that the clause do not stand part of the bill.
I'm going to put the question again. The question is that clause 32 stand part of the bill. As many of that opinion say aye.
Aye. Oh,
to the contrary, no.
No. Change your vote. We think it's quite important to confirm that reports produced by the Institute for Apprenticeships are read and reviewed by the relevant committees that we listed and enable them to raise any issues arising directly with ministers as from the relevant select committee, because select committees with responsibilities for apprenticeships must have the opportunity to scrutinise and recommend action based upon the Institute's work. So I would be interested to hear what the Minister's view is on Amendment B. With regard to Amendment C, again, we are returning, I think, to an earlier discussion we had because of the fact we've had to debate this again at the end because the government's new clause wasn't ready on time. But this is an amendment that is intended to ensure that there's a broad membership of the board of the Institute for Apprenticeships, and we did discuss that quite extensively earlier, so I won't re-rehearse those arguments. But I would be interested if the Minister were able to give us her or the government's response to our suggestions in Amendment B before we conclude this section.
I don't think I'm actually in a position to be able to do that, Ms. Bucks. I think I'm going to have to write to the honourable gentleman about that because I don't actually have that amendment in front of me, unfortunately. I don't know whether I don't think it's actually in this document that I've got, so I apologise for that. Sorry.
Right.
I'm more than happy to take an intervention which might then enable the honourable gentleman just to hand it over to me. I don't think he has it either, apart from what's his in.
To help the Minister, we're on page 45.
Yes. I'm not sure that is actually terribly helpful, if I may say.
On a point of order, is there any means by which that we could perhaps return to this afternoon to give the Minister an opportunity and her officials an opportunity to provide the answer that we were looking for to the amendment which we did table in time and has appeared in the appropriate part of the amendment book?
I believe that the Minister may now be in a position to respond.
No, I've got.
Minister?
I'm so. The Honourable Member for Chandler is sitting behind me, standing in for my normal PPS, doing an excellent job because, unfortunately, the Honourable Member for Budby is extremely poorly at this moment. And here, by magic, Ms. Buck, I can assist the honourable gentleman by saying this. The view of the government is that we don't need legislation to send these reports to select committees. It's as simple as that. And actually that does refer to what I said by the fact that the procedures are already there. So we don't need legislation in order to do it, because we can do it. And we've said if we need to do it, then we will do it. And it's as simple as that. And I'm sorry that something so simple has taken so long for me to answer that.
Mr. Brennan.
Well, can I just say, Ms. Buck, and just gently say to the Minister, there's a lot of give and take required in what we do on committee, and I think we're always willing to give and take. We've got our job to do, which is to scrutinise the bill, to propose amendments from the opposition. The government have their job to do, and the minimum requirement of that job is to turn up prepared to discuss with the committee every clause and amendment that has been selected to the bill. And that is sort of Government 101, if I may say so, Ms. Butt. And can I just put it this gently? It's becoming a little bit of a pattern that preparation has not been done.
No,
and I don't know why that isn't the case. But there have been a number of occasions where it seems as if the Minister hasn't got the full briefing that she should have in front of her. And if I'm being unkind, then I would withdraw that. But what I would say is that I think it's up for other members watching our proceedings and for members of the committee to decide what they think of that. But really, it is the minimum requirement of government, if I can put it as gently as that we should be able to get a response to our amendment. We're trying to do our job. She's trying to do hers, and we really need that preparation to be done in advance of our proceedings. But on that basis, and to save further embarrassment, I beg leave of the committee to withdraw our amendment.